Wanda, stop all this, man. Welcome to Simply Marvelous. I am Anton, along with my co-host,
Taylor Day.
Absolutely. We just got done watching episode 8 of WandaVision, and we finally got a few answers coming through on some backstory levels.
Yes.
Yes, Wanda's story is rather deep and traumatic, and Agatha is there for the show. She needs to know what's going on.
Yeah. And we get to figure out also kind of where Agatha has come from as well.
Yep. It's been Agatha all up. Had to bring out the bankhead bounce.
Oh, hey.
I don't know nothing about that right there. Oh, man. All right, before we get into breaking this down, like always, please follow us on all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of them at simply_marvelous. That is marvelous without the O.
Yes.
It's just US at the end because it's just about us.
Marvel and us.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right.
You ready?
Let's get into it. All right, this episode starts off with Agatha partaking in the Salem Witch trials. That's what it's basically looking like. She's in Salem, Massachusetts. The year is 93?
93.
1693. She is being brought to the post.
Yes. It's not just the the Salem Witch trials, but it's a Salem Witch trial. Trial by the witches for the witch.
Uh-huh. And I know you just looked it up. It was how many witches there?
There were 7 witches, not including who we find out is Agatha's mother.
Yes.
So they're all trying her, and they do it kind of like, another nod to the Salem Witch trials, where it's like, Agatha Harkness, are you a witch? And she's like, yes.
Yes, I am one.
and then her mother says, you've betrayed our coven.
Mm-hmm.
How?
It says she's been dealing with magic that's above her pay grade, basically.
Basically. Yeah.
And she's basically saying she can't control it. It's coming to her. It's fighting to get to her.
The power bent. The rules bent to her power.
Yes.
So with that, real quick, I don't know if that was her saying like, I'm so powerful it bent to me, like marvel at me, or if it's really something extra that's like it called to me, it bent to me. Why? And then she also says, which I find interesting, is why won't you guys just teach me?
Right. Yeah.
Which calls into question who her daddy is. Because why is it that they wouldn't teach her?
Right.
And then also later when she says, oh, I can be good. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But she's like, I can be good. And the mother's like, no, you can't. Who is her daddy?
Who knows? Is either her daddy can't be trusted, or she's already done something that's basically let everybody know that she's not right.
Yeah. She
got a little evil in her, and she's not worthy to be, holding this type of power that the witches can hold.
She's a little French fry short of a half. A little Crayola short of a full 24 box.
One Tylenol short of a medicine cabinet. Lord, something is going on. But so as the witches are beginning to try to execute her, she starts absorbing their power and kind of just sucking the life out of all of them.
Life.
Yeah, it like we said, it looked like they needed a little lotion.
They needed a whole
lotion.
The whole system.
They had dried all the way up.
They needed that 10-step system to induce a little more moisture up in there, seal that in.
And after she pulls everybody, basically their life from them, only one that's left is her mom. And her mom she definitely doesn't trust her either. No. It has to be real deep for your mom to be like, nah.
She was like,
"You're just not the one."
She was like, "Mother,"
Yeah.
and her mother started immediately saying the incantation as well. She was like, da 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 da.
Yeah.
I don't know the words.
Yes.
But.
And she starts shooting her energy beams out. She lifts off the ground and seems like she harnesses even more power. And you see a little glow around her head.
Yes.
It kind of looks like the Scarlet Witch helmet.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't red, but it looked like that type of thing. We don't know if that's what happens when you do, manifest your powers to that certain extreme. Mm-hmm. That happens to all of them, or it's just something that her mom is, because she's OG status, it looks like.
She's like head voodoo priestess,
right.
Witch in charge.
What'd you say?
Head voodoo priest
in charge.
Witch in charge. I don't know. She's the H. W. I don't know.
We gonna.
Yeah. Sorry. It's
know.
Friday.
Yes, it is. But so she basically gives Agatha all she has, and Agatha just shrugs it off. Her mom drops to the ground.
Also shriveled.
Yeah, lotion deficient, and she's dead, and shows that she has the brooch that Agatha has been wearing this time, or throughout the series. So, and then we flash back to the present, and Agatha is with Scarlet in the basement, and she's kind of giving her little monologue. She's trying to figure out Monica. That's how much we wanted Monica.
We did. We didn't see her at all.
We didn't get no Monica. But anyways, we'll get to that later. She asks Wanda, "How did you do it? How did you do this?"
Yeah, that's been the question all along.
Yes. So, in kind of in the round way, that Agatha has kind of been a spectator like us. She's been trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
How is this happening? She knows it's witchcraft, but how are you able to create a reality that you can control every fabric of the reality? Like she said, you're running multiple storylines, complex storylines. How do you do that? And then she shows her.
Yeah, she shows her different types of magic, different spells. She's like, "How do you not know any of this?"
Right.
Which obviously she's been doing her own studying since she killed that original coven. But she's like, "How do you not know any of this, yet you're doing this type of magic?"
Right.
And Wanda is like, as she takes a little cicada, turns into a bird, does all these different things, and Wanda's like, "Who are you?"
Right.
And then she's like, "Girl, who are you?" And I was like, "Well, she's right. Who are either of you?"
Right.
And where were y'all at Endgame? That's as far as the witches are concerned, but maybe it's only just Agatha. I don't know. That's my question. Where were y'all at Endgame?
Yeah. We have no idea. We don't know if when Agatha killed the surrounding witches that were trying to execute her, if that was the end of, the witchcraft as we know it, or were there more, and they're all hiding in secret in present time, and they just didn't care that the world was coming to an end. True witch fashion, though. They don't care.
I mean,
witches are very self-centered. They only really want to do.
I said it before. I'll say it again. If the witches can show up for the Black Lives Matter rally, then y'all can't show up to save the universe? Like, at least thank you. I mean, I guess you should throw out a good thank you in there, but...
One time. Appreciate you for showing up, I guess,
Anyway.
But
but moving on, Agatha basically is like, "Okay, if you're not going to tell me, I'm going to force it out of you."
Yes, indeed.
She takes a piece of her hair, does a little incantation, and a door appears, and we're basically going to do like a what was it?
A Wanda backstory. Basically.
Wanda backstory, but like what? A Christmas story? Is it? We're doing basically a WandaVision Christmas story, and backtracking through Christmas past, present, not exactly future, but just several different past turning points in Wanda's evolution to who she is now.
Absolutely. So we go back first to the 10-year-old Wanda in Sokovia with her family, her brother Pietro and her mom and dad. And we kind of get backstory on, why are we looking at 60s episodes and 70s episodes is because that's what her and her family did with their special time, basically. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a sitcom time.
It's sitcom time. It was definitely like a huge distraction from what was going on outside, which was a lot of war and destruction and violence. Mm-hmm. So they're like, hey, we're going to watch a sitcom and have nice family time and practice speaking in English.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is kind of tragic. And that was a habit that just continued.
Yeah. It's so crazy that you can really be, down to watch a TV show when you look out the window and there's people getting murdered right then and there, shot, and all this stuff.
I mean, those are good politics right there. I mean, we're real.
Oh man, that's craziness. So that happens, and then they start watching TV. What were they watching?
Dick Van Dyke.
Mm-hmm. Dick Van Dyke at the time. And
which Dick Van Dyke was like what the first episode was modeled after. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely. And explosion.
Yes.
I want to keep it real with me. Did y'all jump when that happened? Did you jump though?
I did each time. Like, we watched it twice. I was just like, damn. False sense of security much.
Very jarring. Very jarring. So it's her and Pietro now who survived the initial blast. Her parents died in that blast. And they're under a bed and then a bomb lands right in front of them, basically.
Stark Industries.
Yes, the one that she's been talking about since the Age of Ultron, basically. Yeah. And it's sitting there, it's beeping, and they're under the bed, and she's saying, this can't be real.
Well, at first, Pietro's like, we have to run. And she's like, no, we can't. It's impossible. We're going to basically die. There's no way we can outrun this bomb.
True.
And then she starts going in her mind saying, like, we see the TV is still working. Ain't no making like that no more.
Definitely shout out to the 60s, 70s, and 80s TVs.
I didn't know they were that strong back then, but for this, it is. But the TV's still working, and she kind of goes into the show again, and is like, by the time the episode ends, everything's fine.
Yes.
And she even kind of stretches out a hand to the bomb, and she's pulled into the next room, back into her her current age self with Agatha.
Yes. She had powers all along. Are we talking about mutants? As we're talking to that. So we're back with Agnes now.
Yeah.
And she's kind of a spectator too. She's
also theorizing. Yeah, she's like, so you did a probability.
Probability hex.
Yeah, a probability hex. And she's like, no. It just was a defective bomb.
Right.
And she's like,
How long were you there?
2 days.
We need more trauma.
Yes, more trauma. And we go through the next door.
More trauma.
More trauma. Rain down trauma.
Yes.
That's what she did. Rain down trauma.
All right, so now we are transported through the door into Hydra's lab.
Yes.
Where Von Strucker has the Tesseract, and they're taking volunteers to come and touch the Tesseract. See what it does.
Yeah. And no one's surviving. They're just sending a bunch of test subjects in. And everyone that gets close to the Tesseract, which is in Loki's scepter, which is an Infinity Stone, just for you guys who don't quite know.
Power.
It's power. It's unlimited power in a stone. And they're trying to experiment to see how it can affect humans, just to see if it gives them powers.
And no, Hydra, they're just trying to make a weapon.
They're making another weapon, kind of like what Hayward's trying to do.
Stroke that one gray hair right there. Woo. So Wanda walks in the room, and she has to state her name. I'm Wanda Maximoff, volunteer. And At that moment, they say, go touch the stone. And the stone comes out.
Yes.
As to say, oh, what's up? I've been waiting on you to come through. So,
you look familiar.
You look familiar. I feel good vibes here. What's up?
You look real recognized, right real. And you looking real familiar.
So the stone comes out, and then it bursts.
To its most, to the actual stone.
To the purest form. It's the Mind Stone. And we get that shot that we've been seeing in the previews for weeks and weeks and weeks. Mm-hmm. The Mind Stone shining on her face. And it basically goes inside her. And then...
but you're leaving... Oh.
Go ahead.
You're leaving out the part where when she looks in that stone, she sees
yes.
the silhouette of the comic version of Scarlet Witch descending upon her, and we see it reflected in her eyeballs.
Yes.
Whether that was her seeing her highest self, that she has the stone, or whether... Scarlet Witch is something that was bestowed upon her by the stone. I don't know. We don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
I have no idea. Obviously, she doesn't know the power that she possesses. Mm-hmm. So, I guess that's maybe just something that's in her mind. She probably even forgot it, to be honest. Yeah. All the stuff she's been going through. Now it's, Agnes is bringing that back. That's what Agnes is doing. She's bringing all that out of her now. So, yeah. Crazy moment. We all thought that it basically shows that, so two things then. Well, one thing. So you caught this. I didn't catch it. I didn't catch this. So when they're viewing this from the camera angle in the control room, they're only seeing her, look at the stone.
So when it first happened, they saw it. But when they went back to rewind the tape was edited. Okay. Kind of like our footage has been edited watching the show.
So they actually saw the stone come out the first time. Mm-hmm.
But when they went to go look at it again, it was just her entering the room and her collapsed on the floor.
There you go.
Already editing footage.
Hey.
What, I don't know the purpose, what, why, when, where, who or how.
Man, her powers are so daggone deep.
They're deep. She's so the most powerful.
And she don't even know it.
And don't even know.
You didn't even know it. All right, so that happened. And then she's pulled back out once again. And Agatha is like, still, that's not enough. I'm getting my theory together. I think I know what it is, but I need one more trauma.
Yes.
Can I get one more trauma?
Another one.
So we go to SWORD. The SWORD offices.
The Avengers compound.
The Avengers compound first. You are right. Good Lord. Can I read? Hold on. I put my glasses on.
It's okay.
Man, I put my glasses on. I thought I could read.
Okay. So much happened. We got you.
Avengers compound. So we go to presumably her bedroom, the compound, which was nice. You thought you liked the decor.
I like the bedding. Yeah. I like the vibe. It seemed clean.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like Tony Stark had a little interior decorator.
He sent Pepper up in there. Pepper.
Was that Pepper that did that?
The nicest furnishings.
All right. So we go in there and she's sitting on the bed and she's watching Malcolm in the Middle.
That's something we didn't point out. In each of these trauma settings, she's watching sitcoms.
Yes, she is.
In each one, even in Hydra, when she was back in her cell,
she
was watching sitcoms again.
So definitely, that is something that comforts her if she can be comforted. I don't know. So in the scene, she looks at the wall and says, she says, "Vision," and guess who comes through as Vision? He morphs through the wall like he did in. What movie was that? Because they kept telling me. Was it Civil War? I think it was.
He's like, you gotta use the door.
The door. Why? Y'all know he got powers. Let the brother walk through walls.
You have to be prepared when he's gonna come in though. Somebody just walk to this door right now and be like, I don't have the foresight to see you come through this wall. That's what the door is for.
He needs basic human courtesy type things. Knock on the door. if you knock on the wall and who there? Vision. Oh, you can come in.
At least knock on the wall.
That's all you got to do.
That's all I'm
Just
saying.
knock on the wall.
Just knock on the wall.
Knock on the wall.
And then you can come in. You're like, hey, I'm coming. Just a heads up is all we're asking.
All. Yeah, no. We don't like the nosy neighbor, Agatha, who's walking straight in folks' house, be all in their refrigerator and all that.
Yeah.
No, we don't like that. We don't like that. Anyways, so she's on the bed and, Vision comes and joins her on the bed. And they're talking and Vision is trying to figure out how to comfort Wanda. He got a little crush right out the gate.
He does. He's so tender and sweet. Oh,
got a little crush on her. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to
get her to talk about it.
Yeah, just talk about it. And what did he say?
He was like, maybe talking about will make you feel better. And she's like, the only thing that will make me feel better is if he were to appear right now. I just want to see him again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then...
It's a little Vision get a little crunchy off of that.
Yeah.
Like, that's cold-blooded.
He's like, I can't do nothing about that.
Right.
But this is a time when we kind of like get to hear and see Vision's point of view, like since his creation. He starts talking about his own isolation and the fact that he kind of doesn't know exactly what she's feeling because he's never had anyone to miss. Right. Which was equally sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little tough.
Yeah, but he kind of like turns it up and is more comforting and positive. And he's like, it can't all be sorrow. Isn't like grief is basically love persevering. Or persevering.
That was a deep line.
It was deep. Grief is love persevering.
Yeah.
Which that brings a whole new perspective to like grieving and the pain that you feel in grief. Mm-hmm. But it's just your love for that person. Right. Just continuing. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's tough one right there.
That's tough. You have a thug tear coming out of that one. Like,
Get
Lord.
back in there, tear. Get back in there.
Ain't nobody deployed you yet.
Oh man, but that's funny. Oh man, but yeah. So that scene ends basically them exchanging that, that eye contact that,
that knowing eye contact.
So that's where the Vision and Wanda's relationship starts, basically. And then we get pulled out of that again.
Agatha's so disrespectful.
Yeah, she's trying to get something out of her for sure. So we get transported one more time with one more trauma to SWORD headquarters. Yes. All right. At this point, she approaches the desk. I need to see Vision. I know you guys got him.
I know you have his body.
I know you have it.
I want to see it.
Mm-hmm. And the dude at the desk gets a phone call. Is she still here? And what do you mean she's still here? You can see her on the camera. That's what you should have said.
I know. And the thing is, she looked at the camera like, you see me.
You see me. Said, let her up. So he comes up to the office, and Hayward is basically, in a nutshell, saying we cannot give Vision back. He's how many $1 billion worth of vibranium. We've been spending all this time trying to put him back together and all this.
But he did it again. Like, between Agatha and Hayward, they had, like, no comprehension for her feelings. Yes. They have no care. He, like, brings her up in there. Because when we first watched it, I thought they were like, oh, go to this direction, and that will be like his body. Yeah. But instead, it was Hayward's office, and he was like, let me show you something. Yeah. Had her look down on Vision's, like, severed body on all these different tables.
Disassembled.
Like, what? She wants his body to bury it, right. And you're like, well, let me see what I did. I chopped it up.
Yep. Little suspect. It looks like somebody else trying to see that trauma, too. I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of theories we can get into on Hayward.
Do you want to start your theory, or you want to save it?
Yeah, let's save that for. We'll come back. Okay. We'll come back to all that.
Well, Hayward lets her down there to see the body. She breaks the glass.
Yeah, he didn't let her. She broke the glass.
She brook the glass. Yeah. She went down. The guard showed up, and Hayward was like, "No, let her see him.
See.
Wait, let me stop. Don't let me get ahead of myself because this is important. Before that happened, Hayward said something that was very key and very sketchy.
The power.
He said you would have the power to bring him back.
Yeah.
Whoa.
How you know that, kid?
How would you know that? How would you know that? Why would you say that? What gave you the impression that that would be so?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Something's going on.
I definitely don't get how he would know that. Unless, we'll wait. Agatha, I think Agatha and Hayward are like this one time. Both of them have something to gain out of this. But anyways.
Interesting. Yeah. But she goes down there, sees his body, and like she's done in the previous films, like because they both have this connection from being made from the same Infinity Stone, they could always feel each other. Yep. And in other scenes, like, you know, she would put a hand to his forehead, to his little dink, his stone, and be like, all I feel is you. I can, like, you know, they had this, you know, connection. Yep. And when she puts his hand to his, like, just busted out forehead, she's like, I feel nothing. And then she leaves. Yeah. That's not what we were told before.
Definitely not. She did not break in and steal his Vision's body. She left it there on the table.
And went back to her Buick in the parking lot.
It was clean, though.
It was clean. I mean, like, I love Buicks and Cadillacs. But it's an odd choice to put her in a Buick. But clean. Sure, why not? Maybe that's because, like, it has a lot of old school, like, you know, charm to it. Like, back in the day, you had, like, Buicks and Cadillacs. And so maybe that was part of her trying to reach back to that Dick Van Dyke Bewitched time period. Like, let me drive in my Buick.
Yeah, that or Disney has a deal with Buick.
Or that.
It's business.
It's business as usual.
It's definitely business. Yeah. So she definitely leaves the compound without Vision's body. Mm-hmm. And she drives off. She whipped that thing out of the parking lot. Boom, boom, boom. And then she goes to Westview. A place that actually existed before Wanda showed up.
It's real.
It is a real place.
A real sleepy town.
Yes. It's definitely an old, it feels like an old school town. Yeah. Yeah.
And kind of dying too.
Yeah.
Remind you of someplace.
Economics is not working right in that place. Oh man. But as she drives through, you start seeing faces that you recognize throughout the sitcom. You see her going on. Who's the guy with the mustache? I can't remember.
I can't remember his name either.
He was in the Office of Vision, wasn't he though?
No, he was the one. Maybe he was in the Office of Vision, but he was definitely at like the neighborhood watch meeting and was at like the community talent show type thing. He was there too. Mm-hmm. You saw the boss's wife, who was, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name right now.
She was at the dinner.
She was in that 70s show as well.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent actress. I just can't remember her name right now. And you saw, like, you know, other people. Yeah. And so then Wanda rolls up to where we've known her home to be. But there is no home there. It's like, I don't know, what happened to that house? Like,
I don't know. I mean, like we said, it looked like that place is... it
was jacked up.
It's going through some things. We'll just say that. So the empty plot of land, only the remnants of a foundation is there. Mm-hmm. And she has a letter, or as we come to see, is a deed to this land. Now, is it from Vision? That's the one thing we don't know. I guess we think it is. Yeah. You open the deed up and it shows
the plot of land.
The plot of land has for Wanda and the Vision.
And the Vision, yeah. They're the what, guarantee or the guarantee or
grantee.
Something? The grantee. Yeah, they're the grantee. Has the address. Mm-hmm. It has like the map of the plot of land, and it has.
And then around the property, there's a heart. At the bottom of it, it has a V and a dot. So we believe that this was a gift from the Vision. Yeah. To them and living happily ever after.
A place to grow old together. Yes. That's just so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Vision had a little game on him.
He did.
Vision had a little game just for being born yesterday.
He listened to that Otis Redding. He said, try a little tenderness. And he did.
Yeah, the little old school, like, would you just let me hear?
What?
BT, what is that? BTS?
BTS Singularity.
You might have found a little soul like they did.
He did. He found something. I was like, what you know about that? Vision, what you know about that?
Oh, man.
He said, slide a little oil to me. He was real slick with it.
Little slicky slick. All right. Peace. Word up to Vision having some game. Yes. So she's on the property and she just basically breaks down.
Yeah, she falls
It's too
apart.
much for her at that point. Yeah. And at that point, all her power just bursts out of her.
Yes.
In the same fashion you just pointed out, like when Pietro died.
Yeah, when Pietro died in Age of Ultron, she felt his loss of life. Yeah. And even though she wasn't near him, and expelled like a burst of energy that killed everything in her proximity to her. Right. So in the same way, she kind of gives in to her despair and her grief, and it expels so much from her that it ends up creating Westview as we've known it.
Yes, indeed. And that's the power that Agatha has been after.
Yes.
How the world did you do this? You created a world, a sitcom, separate new lives for everybody. You did all this just from your pain.
But that's not even the only thing that she created from her pain.
Two little kids.
She created the two kids, but she recreated Vision. All this time we thought she was reanimating his dead body. But she didn't. It literally was created from her heart. Mm-hmm. And so, so she created... all in there, right there. That love was so strong.
Bring it back.
It persevered so much that she made another one of him. Man, that's some power.
Power.
She said, "If you don't act right, I'll get rid of you and make another one just like you."
Man.
But yeah.
So then we're transported back to the first episode where Vision is first created. And then they sit on the couch, and the current Wanda is standing behind them.
Watching.
And then she looks up and starts seeing stage lighting and the whole sitcom atmosphere around her, and she hears that.
Agatha clapping. What a hollow feeling. Just being directly faced that, all this is fake, by the way.
All of it. All of it. Or is it? We just don't know how much of it is fake. How much. True. So after that, you see Agnes hit her with one of these. She disappears. Then you hear the children screaming for Mama. So she goes outside, and Agatha is in her
full regalia.
Is that what you call it?
I don't know. It's her.
That sounds good though.
Her full natural Agatha Harkness regalia. She has what we kind of saw in the comics. Yeah. Was her purple, black. Mm-hmm. Her thing.
And people online were dying to actually see this costume. They showed it, just this much of it last episode during the It was Agatha all alone. Yeah, so she's in her full giddy up, and she has two strings. I don't know.
Yeah, like magic strings.
Magic tethers.
Tethers.
Tethers connected to the children. And she basically blurts out, what did she say?
She's like, you were supposed to be a myth.
Yeah, yep. And she found out she's using chaos magic.
Yeah, you're using chaos magic.
Which is the power to basically manipulate and create new realities.
Yes. And new matter.
Oh, my goodness. She's a problem. That's what she is.
She's like, you're a problem.
Yeah.
And you don't even know you're doing it.
Right. So she says, I know who you are. You are the Scarlet Witch. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All the comic book guys, comic book folks, I should say just guys, were like, I've been waiting forever for this to be acknowledged. So I know that was a mic drop moment for a lot of people right there. Scarlet Witch.
This is also a big deal because this is the first time in the MCU that we've heard Scarlet Witch specifically be uttered in the canon.
Absolutely.
She's been Wanda Maximoff this entire time. And we've known her to be Scarlet Witch because of the comics and what we know in the comics.
Yes.
But this is the first time it's actually been uttered. You're the Scarlet Witch.
Absolutely.
Gives me chills.
Yeah. We're getting extra comic booky.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, so that's revealed. And then the episode
ends like they do, disrespectfully.
Yes.
Appalled.
But thankfully, they at least throw us a little extra bone.
A little nugget.
Now they're giving us end credit scenes. And this end credit scene goes to Hayward at the camp outside, which we thought we would maybe get in the beginning of this episode, but being that this is a kind of backstory thing, it makes sense. But they're at the camp, and we find out that, well, he says, we've been trying to put this thing together, breaking it apart, putting it together all this time, trying to find all the power sources possible, when in actuality, all we needed was her.
A piece of the source.
Yes. And Wanda's power, which is from the Time Stone, is what was needed to reboot Vision.
Or the Soul Stone. The Mind Stone? Soul Stone?
No, it's the Mind Stone. It's the Mind Stone. The yellow one is the Mind one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where her power comes from. It's weird because the Tesseract shows that it's blue.
Yeah,
but
but then when it broke
open.
You know, we had some continuity errors.
Yeah,
but they cleaned it up eventually.
But yeah. So he found his source of power, and they have Vision's actual body.
Yes.
The one that they made us believe was in the bubble the entire time. And the switch gets turned on.
Yeah.
We have the Vision. I wish I knew the comics more, because I know in the comics, Vision is not powered by a stone.
Yeah.
He's not powered by a stone at all. I forget what the actual source is, but it's not a stone. So I'm presuming that this is going to be that Vision.
Yeah. There's just a lot going into this right now, because it's like, when they first said that, I thought they're like, okay, so they're going to try to get her power, but they took the power off that original drone that she threw out that was still lit up with her power. Yeah. A couple of things about this Vision. He's like stark white.
Yes, he is.
He wasn't like that on the table.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't like that when he was killed.
No, he wasn't.
Is this actually just another brand new model? A brand new body that they've kind of like pieced together? Or is he just in some like white phone case? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
that's hard to say, because they couldn't replicate the exact version of the first body if they don't have the ample supply of vibranium to do so.
So you need vibranium and you need the cradle, right?
Yes.
The cradle was the shell that Vision was originally created in Age of Ultron.
Yes, it was. Dang, that's a good question though. I'm not sure. Oh man, I know he's going to be a killing machine though. I know that for sure. That's what they designed him for. Yeah. You know. Oh man, I don't like it.
I don't like either.
I so hope that Vision is not gone after episode 9. I'll say that.
Anybody looked at Paul Bettany's contract recently?
That is how you gauge it.
That's how you gauge it. That's how you know. Like, has he signed any contracts? Where are his lawyers at? Where's his agents at? We got some questions.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's how it all ends right there.
Those exist outside, but at the same time, like,
we haven't seen outside of the bubble with anything except Monica. Monica's the only thing that's went in and out. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes.
Besides the drone that they sent in.